Leaders only drive the crew trucks to the job. Everyone drive individually. Everybody's taking their temperatures before they leave the house. Everyone's taking their temperatures when they get to the job. When they leave the job, they're practicing social distancing. And we're tracking all that. We've got the forms and the paperwork, and we have people on our team that are literally just dedicated to the safety portion of that. So we want you to feel comfortable and us to feel comfortable and all of our guys and our men and women on our team to feel comfortable. We haven't furloughed a single person. We haven't laid a single person off. We want to make sure that we can do everything we can to take care of you, our clients, and our teammate and our employees throughout all of this. This seems to be a new normal for all of us. So if there's ever been a time to spend time at home, our current clients and past clients, I've been getting a number of calls and pictures of just people enjoying the swimming pool because you can only spend so much time in the house, and not being able to go to restaurants or go to sporting events or go to kids sports or activities has just provided for a lot more time. So, with everything that's going on and really where we are in Collin and Denton and Dallas counties, really in the epicenter of growth, it seems, to us, it seems pretty obvious that you spend a lot of time in the backyard with your family. And so anything we can do to help that along, we're proud to do that. A couple of things that we're really focused on that we want you to know. I had a long call with the mayor of Frisco today. And, obviously financially, anything we can do for anyone that's out, first responders, nurses, grocery workers, we're just so thankful for how much everyone's doing. And it's as crazy of a time it is, we're just thankful to see everybody come together and really work together for people and for humans. If there's a silver line to all of this, that's what we see. So, we're working with the city and the mayor as far as any trucks, resources, manpower. We talked today, they're working with the city manager's office to see if there's anything that, we can do as Josh and Mary Sandler and the Sandler family, but also as our team at Gold Medal Pools. It's just really important to do anything that we can do to give back. So we are just, I can't say how much gratitude we have for what everyone's doing and seeing how people are coming together. As we get started, are there any questions as far as current swimming pools? We like to talk through, the things we'd like to talk through today are, really design trends, any of the special pricing opportunities that we have. We've been working really hard with our vendors and our suppliers, and then really just talk about the spectrum of pool projects that we offer, because we can offer them from, a wide variety of price points to make them pretty attainable. And that's something we've really started doing in the past year or two to find out a way to make them affordable, where you don't have to spend $100,000 to have a wonderful swimming pool and enjoy time with your family. If everyone can see our screen, we've really taken our projects and we've segmented them into three pieces. We have our family series swimming pools, which start in the 30s. I say 30s because we need to look at that. It's possible to get a pool in the 30s because we need to look at the access on your site. We need to look at the features. We need to look at the soil conditions, and we need to look at the grades and any other outlying factors that's each site specific. So a couple of things that we're doing now is, we're able to meet you at your home. We'll come straight in the backyard. We'll keep our distance. We won't go in your house. And so we're able to actually get our eyes on the site and survey it. From there, we're able to do our design. Our design team has done a really, really phenomenal job adjusting and communicating and being able to design virtually. And being able to design virtually has given us the opportunity to meet with you virtually and put the designs up. We can loop in one of our CAD designers if need be to make any changes, make any adjustments, show you any renderings. And, contexts like this are important to us. We like to see you. We like to see your emotions, understand what things are important to you and what things aren't important to you as we go through this design process together. It doesn't need to be so black and white just because it's virtual. It's different than we've always done it, but we're here to pivot and work together and make sure we can still build a relationship and be comfortable together. Couple other things we're doing is if you do want to come in our office, we are open by appointment only, and we're scheduling limited numbers of people. We have an environmental service that's coming through that we found through some of our commercial clients that has an FDA approved COVID cleaning chemical as well as a method, and they're putting extra work in the bathrooms, door handles, keyboards, and it's a chemical that has a 7-day shelf life to kill COVID. So we're having them come in every 7 days, in addition to doing intermittent cleaning daily in between that. So we really take this seriously. We're doing a lot to make sure that everyone's safe, our team and you. Eric is our director of sales. I'd like to pass it off for a minute, maybe talk about some of the design trends and things that we're seeing. So Eric, I'll pass it to you for a minute. Don, if you want to put Eric back up on the screen, please.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of, are you hearing me?
Yes, sir. Loud
Okay.
and clear.
All right, good. We're seeing a lot of things coming around. It's really interesting. The years I've been at Gold Medal Pools, when I first started, we were doing lots of freeform natural boulders, hand-seated aggregate decks, concrete decks, stamped concrete decks with slippery finished surfaces, and things have really changed. And now we're seeing lots of more straight line, clean, natural, simple, elegant, designs that an emphasis on the whites and lights and grays, versus the natural materials. It's been really interesting to see it change through the years. And right now, straight and clean is what a lot of people are shooting for. And we've got the experience and the people and the designers willing to put in the time to make everybody's pool perfect. I've told people for years, look, I have my pool and I love it. Let me help you, tell me what it is, and we'll figure it out together.
That's great, Eric. I appreciate you sharing that. Craig Pollard, he's an independent third party, but he does a number of our financing, and Craig and I have been working together. We jumped on the Zoom call today, and he has gray hair, and I have gray hair, and when we started doing this, we did not have gray hair. So we've been together Eric too. We've been together a long time, and he's always been just a trusted source. We don't have a financial interest in the financing, just finding the best packages for our clients. So Craig, if you want, I'll pass it to you for a second and talk about some of the things that you do and the services you've always provided for our clients.
Absolutely. Thanks, Josh. So, when clients call me, one of the first things that I hear most often is, hey, we've never financed a pool before. What are our options? And the reality is there's numerous options to finance a pool, depending on equity, credit, income, things of that nature. But the most important thing is always going to be the equity. For me, being a banker, we have the ability to work the pool into your overall financial picture from the standpoint of, could we refinance your home, lower your interest rate, lower your monthly payments, and actually fit the cost of the pool every month into your current mortgage payment? One of the ways we do that is we look at doing home equity loans. We look at doing just a regular rate and term refinance and then doing a home improvement loan behind it. And then the third way, which we honestly do most often, is just a home improvement loan. And, again, one of the first things I tell people is you can have the greatest credit in the world. You can make all the money in the world. If you don't have the equity in the house, then we've got to create it. But we've also got some programs to where, if you don't necessarily have the equity, we have some banks that will go over and above, 100% on your property to be able to do financing. So from that standpoint, you know, you could walk into any bank in town and a lot of them are just going to tell you, I'm sorry, you're not at 80%. We can't do a pool for you. And what we do is we try to cut through all of that in, you know, in an initial phone call, which is kind of the pre-approval process. We're going to find out what you owe. We're going to find out what it's worth. We're going to find out how big of a project you're looking at. And then from there, we'll kind of put a plan together and put you with the right bank so that, you know, you're not going all over town trying to find financing. You know, that helps gold medal as far as scheduling. That helps you as far as expectations. You know, hey, we're going to get this pool. We're going to be digging in 2.5 weeks. And you know, that's one less thing for you to worry about. You can get on to enjoying your pool. So, but, you know, that's kind of what we do here.
Perfect. Thank you, Craig. I appreciate that. If anyone needs Craig's contact or if you're a current client working with him, I'm sure any of our designers, which are all on this call, can surely help you. You know, have a few more things to go over, but in the meantime, are there any questions or any specific topics that people want to talk about? Oh, I see Lori Barber jumped on. Hi, Lori.
Hey, Josh. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Yourself?
Good. So my question is, what do you do to help homeowners decide the best features for their family and what pool fits the shape of their backyard?
Yeah, well, that's a great question. You know, the first thing we do is listen. You know, we've seen a number, obviously we've seen thousands of swimming pools, and each person's taste, wants, and needs are different. So, you know, our goal and the way, you know, we've built this design process and continue to evolve it over time is, you know, we want to come out to your house. We want to talk to you. We want to understand what things you want to accomplish from a space perspective. And it may be a portion of the pool. It may be a portion of the yard. It may be a place for a trampoline, or it may be a focal point on a window where we need to see a certain water feature. So really the things we want to do, and when we come out to meet, obviously we have great pictures on our website. And we're always updating. We can't wait for it to green up and being able to get out and take pictures of last year's projects or the current projects. But really, we want to come out there and we want to go through pictures with you. And really, two things. We want to understand, one, what things are important to you and that you like, and even more importantly, we want to understand what things aren't important to you and that you don't like. When you tell us you don't like something, it helps us. Just as much as if you do like something, because that really helps us to narrow it down. And the thing I want to tell to everybody is we go through the design process. You know, sometimes we'll come in and we'll do the first design and it's perfect and you love it and it moves forward in a perfect world. And sometimes we'll draw a rectangle swimming pool in one portion of the yard and end up with a free-form pool in another part of the yard, and then maybe end back up with a rectangle. The thing we want you to know as a potential client, and all of our design team is committed to this, is we just want to understand what you want, and we want to work together as much as it takes to make sure that we can check all the boxes and accomplish the things you want to accomplish, because everyone has different needs. And if we can do that, it gives just a better comfort level for our clients, but also for our team in the field, knowing that we've vetted all the different options and really work through it together. So that's the long answer for what you want. And the other thing we'll do is we're going to show you a lot of pictures.
I love it. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you for that, Lori. Eric, do you have anything to add to that?
I think it's important. You know, I've told people, and when we get new sales folks in our team, I always tell them, look, you know, make sure people understand we'll draw this thing one time, we'll draw it 50 times. The key is getting it right, because when we get to the point of building, we don't want you wringing your hands and wondering if you've thought of everything. We want your hands in the air. We want you cheering and saying, come on, let's go. We know it's right. We trust you to get it right. You know, we've done the legwork now, build that thing and get out of our yard so we can swim. So, you know, we're willing to put in the extra time to make it right for people.
Right on. Jill, I see you have a question. What's your question?
Hi there. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. We sure can.
So I heard you talk a little bit about kind of what you're doing right now to either start projects or keep them moving with everybody being kind of homebound. When we get to the phase of like picking out tile or picking out finish, is there something, you know, my husband and I would be able to do to actually take a look at stuff without coming to the office? Are you shipping out samples of tile, for example, or how could I do that?
Absolutely. Well, you know, first and foremost, if you do want to make an appointment and be the only one in the office, that's completely fine. And if you don't, we completely understand that too, knowing the measures that we've taken in the office and what's going on. We can do that virtually too. You know, one of us will go in the office and we'll set up a call like this, and we'll be, you know, we have a big design center with all different materials, whether it's from tiles to copings to deckings to stones to finishes to water features to pools built outside and inside. And we're willing to go take the time and walk you through that virtually. And then if we can narrow it down on a certain look and feel, we're more than happy to bring any and all materials to you to allow you to allow you to reach a comfort level there. So, you know, it's a different way than we've always done it. We've always been a hands-on touch and feel in our design center. And we actually had some pretty neat improvements planned for our design center, just which are built and ready to go as soon as the world opens back up. But to answer your question, we can absolutely accommodate you and help narrow it down and get you the handful of samples to be able to make decisions that won't impede the process to get you and your family swimming for the summer.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You bet. You bet. Let's see, we have a couple other questions. Donnie, you want to bring them in? John Stroh, how are you, my friend?
We are doing fabulous. As an existing and highly satisfied customer, wanted to have you just briefly talk about some of the additional services. You know, often when you build a pool or you work on your backyard, you've got to think about you guys building the pool, then you might have some landscaping requirements, some hardscape, you might do some, you know, put some fans underneath the porch or whatever. Just wanted to see what else you guys offer.
Yeah, you bet. And that's a great question, John. John, we built a pool for John last year. And I know for a fact he's really enjoying it with his family, especially in this time. He has a handful of wonderful girls that I know are all enjoying it, and we're excited for him. So not only do we build a swimming pool, it's really our goal to provide as much of a turnkey service as you like, starting from the surveying, the designing, the rendering, obviously the construction, the process we built around that. We have great relationships with landscape, you know, so you can have a completed project. And something we're really proud of, and we've done over the past handful of years, is we have a maintenance team that will come out and do the weekly cleaning and weekly maintenance. And that's run by Welcome and his team. And I can tell you right now, out of everybody we have at Gold Medal, he's as solid of a guy as we have. He was the first one that approached me about building the maintenance department. He was teammate number one in maintenance, and he's still number one in maintenance. So we have the ability to come out and maintain it afterwards. And we also have a full service department that handles all your manufacturer's warranty, anything mechanical. And then, you know, one thing we're also really proud of, where we've worked really hard to get stronger, that we struggled in the past, is with, you know, even construction warranty. And we built a whole department around that, whether it's just a minor stone repair, something with tile, somebody nicked something, a kid was riding a scooter, just the little things that you know, seem to be little but are really big for our clients. So we built a wonderful team with Tyler, who I've known his whole life, and I've known his family. He's wonderful, and built a great department around that to be able to service our clients' needs. Then, you know, obviously on a separate side, if your pool's coming of age, we have the ability to do renovations, and we do a number of those. Anything from simple tile coping and plaster to, you know, adding an outdoor pool house or adding a spa to an existing pool. And then we also have a pretty sizable commercial division where we do obviously amenity pools, municipal pools, commercial pools, big amenity buildings, unique water features, hardscape jobs, and things of that nature. So, we're set up to handle anything that you need, and we're continually working. We've got, at this point, and I've been doing this my whole life, we have what I feel is the best team in place and the best leadership in place. And I've really had a great opportunity through this to spend a lot of time and have a lot of communication with everybody every day. So if that sums it up, does that answer your question, John?
Yeah. Absolutely. And I can't say enough about the service, the convenience, the peace of mind, and the quality is.
That's perfect. I think you're breaking up, John. You're on mute. Do you mind saying that again off mute?
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. What I'm saying is that the service is just amazing, and the quality, the peace of mind that comes with that, and just the convenience of it is second to none. I can't recommend it strongly enough.
Perfect. Well, thank you for that, John. That means a lot. And thank you for your business.
All right, I have another question.
Yes, Stephanie, how can I help you?
Hi, yes, my name is Stephanie. I have a quick question. In light of everything that's going on right now, and with current timeframes and permitting, and I, for one, have an HOA that I would have to contend with. What is the typical time frame now? Have you noticed a change? I believe it was like 4 months, probably, from start to finish. Is that still the time frame now, or are things changed?
Well, starting with the permit, those are things that are out of our control. And, cities historically, and we have great relationships with all the cities. And I've spent a lot of time speaking with the city managers, building officials, but in the previous climate to where we were, a couple of months ago, we had good relationship with the cities, but they would really wield the power and say, hey, your permit's ready when it's ready. And certain cities were faster than others, and certain ones we have relationships, we can pull them through. One thing we've seen, and this has been needed for a long time, and there's not really a benefit to the climate out there, but one of the positive changes that we've seen is a lot of these cities have gone online, and given the current climate and people being at home, and really people just being more sensitive to people, we're seeing a lot of our permits come out quicker. I mean, okay. They're working through them. Some cities are interpreting a little different. The governor has came over the top and defined essential businesses and who is, able to work. And fortunately, we're able to work in that grouping. We're extremely thankful for that. So it's hard to say. Are you in a specific city?
I'm in Salina.
Yep. So Salina has worked with us really well. Obviously, I personally have a great relationship with the building official as well as the city council, and Eric lives in Salina, previous city council member. So we have very good relationships there. And so I haven't seen any slowdowns there. Eric, have you?
No, it's we're moving right ahead, and most cities are really doing a great job of keeping the ball rolling. I think specifically Collin County, they've made a huge statement and said we think everybody's essential, and of course being smart about what we're doing, and we're carrying a lot of the same workplace rules that are more stringent in other places all over our working area, but we're seeing very positive, excellent working relationships with most cities.
Thank you.
You bet.
Okay, I see Justin Hernandez. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. I have appreciate y'all taking the time. I have a quick question. Can you walk through the protocol on how y'all would deal with guess first, how many crews do y'all have ongoing right now? And then if someone's coming to install a pool over the next month and a half, 2 months, whatever it may be, someone in that crew ended up testing positive for coronavirus, what is y'all's protocol in terms of bringing in a new crew? Would that then cause the time frame to increase because of the backlog? Can you just walk us through exactly how y'all think about that?
Well, sure. Well, obviously, safety first, production second. We have a whole written policy around it, which we'd be glad to share with you. As far as if someone was to test positive, which we haven't had anyone in the company yet, thank God. If a relative of someone was to test positive, if someone has the sniffles, if someone has a cough, if someone doesn't even feel good, or someone has a fever, we have protocols around that to make sure that we do stay safe. As of right now, from a production standpoint, we have the bandwidth. If we were to experience that, we would be able to backfill, whether it's excavation crews, we run multiple, whether it's plumbing crews, we run multiple, whether it's steel, we run multiple, stone, we run multiple, gunite, we have a ton of depth on the bench and bandwidth. So as of right now, there aren't specific crews where we're a single source provider, even with our in-house crews. And the majority of our, crews all the way through the swimming pool with a small handful are our in-house crews. So we have a really tight control. So we know for a fact that the majority of people on your job are only going to our clients' jobs. So we know that they're following our safety protocol. And we've spent a lot of time and a lot of money, not only to have the crew leaders as the safety managers, but also have COVID monitors to go around and check this. And so essentially what you see, what our guys have is they're going to get like a school binder for every crew. And it's going to have one of the old style pencil bags like we used to have in school. And it's going to have a thermometer in it, hand sanitizer, wipes, cleanser. And then something we can share I did bring is we've got our, standard COVID policies just for our clients, and what we do there. We have our mandatory job site procedures. And then we have a form that we use every day that's our COVID employee health tracker. So we track each one, and we have employees that are literally just dedicated to that. One thing that's unique is we're working on some of the largest on our commercial side, working on jobs such as Grandscapes. We're working on Omni hotels. We're working on big, large scale, stadium type and hotel projects. So one thing that we've learned is we have our protocol, but we've also learned from people that are a lot bigger than us. So we've taken a lot out of their book and worked with their corporate safety protocol on, multi-$100 million and billion-dollar projects to bring it to each and every one of our clients' backyard. Does that answer your question, Justin?
That does, thank you. And just to follow up, in terms of picking out specific tile and at the actual office location, is it by appointment only currently? How do you avoid?
Yes, sir. It's only by appointment. The doors are locked unless there's an appointment, and we don't schedule overlaps. And it's just based on everyone's comfort level. But yes, it's by appointment only. So there's a very good chance you'll be the only one in there.
Great, thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Oh, I see Mary Sandler. Do you have a question?
I think it's Heather Norris.
Heather Norris. How are you?
How are you?
I'm good.
Mary sent me the Zoom, and I think she sent it, and it came from her. So, but it's good to see y'all. Thanks for taking the time to do this.
Our pleasure.
I just have a quick question in regard to the financing. So maybe for Craig, but how long does the financing take to get taken care of prior to the start process? And then after that, what is the current turnaround time, Josh, from start to finish for a new pool? I know permits and other things get delayed from time to time, but the average.
So if you're looking at, maybe doing a home improvement loan where everything is nailed down with your financing on your home already, and you just want to do the pool,
Right.
you're looking generally 2.5 to 3 weeks.
Okay.
And I've got 2 banks that I work with for pool loans and home improvement loans specifically. And then I've got a couple more that if we get outside of maybe their, for lack of a better term, their box of loans that they really like to do, then, we've got some different banks, but, usually from start to finish, it's, 2.5, 3 weeks. And generally when you're doing a home improvement loan, these banks are handing you the money in counterpart with gold medal. So, one of my banks, gold medal usually will do 5 draws, and this bank will write 5 checks made payable to you in a gold medal. And then the other bank actually sets up an account for you. You submit a draw request, they drop the money in, and then you write the check. So.
Perfect. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Heather. Okay, next. Are we there, Donna? I saw we had, I think Julie was there.
Yes, so Julie's question is for Craig, and wondering if all banks lending for pools now with the economy, or is in the shape it's currently in?
Yes. So what we're seeing on the mortgage side, the loans that we're having the most trouble with as far as having investors buy are kind of the lower credit score government loans like FHA and VA, and then jumbo loans. And for the most part, if we're going to do, a home equity loan, it's going to be a conforming loan that we'll sell to Fannie and Freddie. We haven't had any issues there. If we're doing just a home improvement loan, I've got a local bank. It's a statewide bank. And then I've got a broker here in Dallas that sells to several credit unions in Texas. So far, I've seen nothing from any of them that said, hey, we're slowing down. We're limiting our funding. So, from that standpoint, those guys are business as usual. So, and if anything, they're probably busier than ever, not just on the pool loan side, but, on the home equity side, pool loan, purchase money, things like that. So, they're all very, very well funded and moving forward.
Hey, Craig, this is Josh. What are you seeing on interest rates right now?
So these are honestly the lowest rates I've seen since I've been in the business, and I've been in it for over 20 years. But I mean, on a 30-year, we're down in the low 3s in some instances. Every so often, we might dip into the 2s, just depending on the day. 15-year, we're able to get into the 2%, the high 2 range right now. So it's definitely very attractive.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
Great. We have another question. Does Gold Medal Pool provide any type of training for pool equipment, landscape maintenance, or water quality to the homeowner?
Absolutely, we do. Generally, what we'll do is when we're finished, all of our construction comes with several free months of maintenance, of pool maintenance, so you can just enjoy your pool and learn about it. And if you want to continue on the service, we think that's wonderful. But we actually have a training room and a training area in both our Frisco and our Louisville location. We've really been working with Hayward to build some really neat interactive displays so you can get a feel for the equipment. For years we would do it at the house. What we found is with everyone's schedule and their time and having a phone, it's a lot easier to bring you in to our office, sit you down. We have real live working equipment with buttons, and we have one of our experienced techs not only go over the basis of water chemistry, but the operation of not only swimming pools, but of your swimming pool. So that's part of our standard procedure when you buy a swimming pool from us. We want to obviously maintain it for you, but if it's something you'd like to do for yourself, or you just want to have a general knowledge, if you're a person that likes to know how things work like I do, we provide you with the service and the understanding for that as well.
Great. And how do they go about setting up a preliminary virtual meeting to discuss options for a pool, pricing, the size of the yard?
Yeah, that's great. So generally what you can do is, if you have a personal relationship with one of our designers, because we have such a large referral following, you can contact them. All of our phone systems are VoIP systems, so all of our receptionists are working remotely. So we're taking leads, so you can always call our office, or you can go through our website. There's a lead submittal form, and all the leads go through Eric, and he'll see where you're at. If you've been referred by someone, please make sure and let us know. It's really important. One, we want to take care of our referrals, but if we have a specific person that was referred, all of our salespeople have been with us a long time. And the new ones, we have a handful of new ones, but everyone else has been with us and for a long time. So they built a great following. So if you've worked with Jenny or Mary or Eric or John Kirby or Justin or Jane, any of our team, or Kim, they're all wonderful. We need to make sure we can put you with the right person. They're all equally qualified to do a great job with you, but we take the referral base that we have really seriously. So to answer your question, phone, internet, or you can go through our social media as well and send us a message. Either way, we check it regularly. If you have any interest in a pool, we'll make sure we contact you. Oh, I see Justin's back on. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. Craig, you had mentioned the 30-year, roughly around 3% on, your typical mortgage. What are you seeing interest rates on if you did a home improvement loan? What is that, call it 800 credit?
So the way that the home improvement loans work, those are actually a little bit different. And some of these banks, even in the midst of the ups and downs in the market, have kept their rates the same for years, which is a good thing. So, and there's some calculations that go into this, but generally at a 90%, loan to value or combined loan to value on the pool loan, on a 15-year, you're going to be looking around 4.99. And then on a 20, you're going to be, 5.25. And then as you get into the 95 program and even the 115 or the 125 program, those rates are going to go up a little bit. But the reason that the rates are a little bit higher is this is a second lien. And so that lender always takes, subordinate position behind the first lien. So they mitigate that risk a little bit with just a slightly higher interest rate. But they are pretty flexible on the terms, like I said, 15 and 20. For people that want to cash flow the pool even a little bit longer, they offer a 30-year balloon, which is a 30-year amortization doing 15 years. So, which is a great program for people that are on commission. They get big bonuses and want to pay large chunks at that pool every quarter. But those are the rates that we've been seeing, like I said, for over a year with most of our banks.
Thank you. And then just one final follow-up, Josh, if I may. My wife and I the pool is one aspect of kind of a broader design addition. How can you walk me through the process of the integration and the coordination that y'all have with kind of another design team if we were looking to add an addition to the home on top of a pool?
Sure. Yeah, you bet. That's a wonderful question. So generally speaking, some folks get caught up in trying to put everything in the yard, and it makes it a lot more complicated, although we'd love you to do that. For a number of folks, we create a phased or planned approach. So things like that are extremely imperative in the design, solely for the fact that we want to know everything that's in your dreams, wishes, want list for the swimming pool. And it's our goal to provide a master plan of what you want to do. If you already have architecturals for the home or any addition, elevations, any information you can give us, depending on what you want to do, we want to work that in. So if you have a space plan, or we just need to plan for a future addition, or we need to plan for a future cabana, a future pool house, a future grill, anything from as small as a grill to a fireplace to a fire pit to something as extravagant as you're wanting to do as a home addition. You know, with our experience and the way we set it up, when we get into portions like that, we'll actually rope in our commercial estimators to estimate big multi-million-dollar buildings every day and have a big building experience just beyond the swimming pools. And they office in the same Frisco office with us, and they're gold medal employees, so that we can work not only on doing it the most cost-effective way, or possibly coming up with a multi-year plan for you, but also doing it in the most efficient way, so we don't, one, double up any scope and cost, but also don't have any scope gaps or misses. And even though we may or may not be doing your house addition, we do have the knowledge and experience to make sure that we can plan for the things that we need to plan to, whether it's making sure we have a utility drop in certain places. With all the Wi-Fi and the digital controls that we have now, you can control everything in your phone, making sure you have a Cat 5 drop, an electrical drop to avoid a sub panel. So those are the things that as you get into that, the more information you can give us, whether it's in our scope or not, we're going to lend our experience and work together with you and whatever team or design you have to make sure that it's seamless.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Great question.
Okay, Josh, can you finance a portion of the cost and pay cash for another portion?
You bet. That's an easy answer. Yes.
Love that.
And Craig, do you want to answer? I mean, you see a number of people that don't finance the entire swimming pool, correct?
I see that quite a bit. That answer, or the answer to that question is actually fairly complicated if you're going to get a loan, or it's fairly not that simple. You know, if you do a home equity loan, there's not a contractor involved. You can pull that money out and you can do whatever you want to with it. So what we see a lot of people do is they want to pay cash for the first draw, and then they want to pay themselves back with a home equity loan, which, you know, generally you can get away with. But if you do a home improvement loan, that loan has to actually be closed and funded before it can start, in 99% of the cases. So, but we do see a lot of people that, you know, maybe they're doing a $100,000 project, they want to finance 60. So they put $40,000 down, and that just becomes part of the loan if they're doing a home improvement. So
I guess the answer to that is you can, but if you do a home improvement, you just need to make sure it's closed and funded before you start construction.
Correct.
Right.
That's a great question.
Okay, guys. I see. Do we have another question out there, Donna?
Yes.
Oh. Yes, I did. Thank you. Hi
Julie,
there.
how are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing great, thank you.
I'm asking a question for my husband. I hope I get this right. I'm gonna let him say it.
Our home improvement loans and home equity loans both qualify under the current tax code for potential tax write-offs?
So that is a great question for your accountant.
Not the expert, huh?
You know, they used to be under the old code. Under the new code, it's a little bit different. So I would definitely talk to your CPA about that and see what he thinks or she thinks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Julie. Josh, having built thousands of pools, what's the biggest mistake homeowners make during the design process, and how do you avoid it?
Don't stress out. It's a swimming pool, right? It's an enjoyable time. And we say, my wife and I talk about it too. When we designed our swimming pool, which I'm sitting by now, I'm glad to show you, we built this pool, I guess 12 years ago now. And all the things we had told our clients about, don't overthink it, keep it simple, and enjoy it, we found ourselves quickly doing the opposite. So we wrangled ourselves in and we said, hey, look, it's a swimming pool. We want to really focus on, don't get caught up in all the extra things going on. Really understand not what you can afford, but really what you're willing to afford, right? And don't feel like you have to stretch beyond that. You know, if you want to spend $35,000, then let us know that, and we'll do everything we can to get you the most for it. But if you want to spend 60,000, you know, don't get stressed out trying to design it up to 80. You know, we're going to do everything we can to get you the most you can for your money, but, you know, help us understand that from the start and just realize that this is a fun thing. You know, when we sit up and we get a lead that comes over our website at midnight, right? It's exciting because someone's thought about that for a long time, and they finally got up the nerve, the courage, the excitement, and decided to take the leap to explore the next opportunities and engage us. So the one thing I can tell you is don't stress and enjoy it. Not to make light of it. We take it very seriously. Let us stress about it. Let us make sure everything's right. Let us listen. And then, hey, if things change along the way and what you want changes and the style of what you want changes, just let us know. Don't worry about hurting our feelings. Just let us know. Let's have open communication from the start, and let's work together, and let's have some fun.
Fun it is.
I was going to say an important thing to remember is nothing's set in stone until it's set in stone. So, you know, there have been times when people have made mistakes or thought they were making a mistake. And if we haven't hit you can't go back point in the process, then we can hit the reset button, make an adjustment, and have everything work out. So, you know, Josh is right. Don't stress, communicate, and it's all going to work out.
We're here for you. We're here to accommodate however you want the process to go. We're flexible. You know, we're adjusting to this new reality we have. And just let us know, just be honest with what you need. And we'll do everything we can to accommodate you and make it flow smooth. Okay.
Josh, Heather would like to know, is it best to talk to Craig about financing first or Gold Medal Pools to see how much the pool cost?
I think you can work them in parallel. I think when you start the process, it's really good to talk to Craig. And that reverts back to my last comment of it's really important to know what you're willing to afford. Because if you're just paying cash, you know what you're willing to afford. It's pretty straightforward. But if you are financing, I think it's really important to talk to Craig, because I think you'll be surprised, because, you know, really at that point it becomes a loan to value calculation, it becomes an interest rate calculation, and it becomes a payment calculation. So we really need to weigh in all those measures so we can be as efficient with your time and present you with something that you're willing to afford. So generally, when we first come out, we're putting you with Craig so you can get a good idea of what your willing to afford is. And if we can do that, and we know that, we're going to design into it. And it might be a range. We don't need an exact number. And the thing with us is we're on your side. So it doesn't need to be this game of, oh, I can't tell you what I'm willing to spend until we see a design. You know, we really ask you just to let us know. It helps us zero in, be more efficient, and knowing what we know with our lifetime experience and our team's lifetime experience, we'll design and get you as much as we can for the money.
And I'll say this, Josh, you know, the majority of your clients that call don't know exactly what they're spending. They might know a range. And, you know, we run numbers as conservatively as possible. And by conservative, I mean, if you say I want to spend 60 to 80, then I want to run numbers at 80 so that you know you can afford it. And, you know, you might say, well, my house is worth $380,000 to $400,000. We're gonna err on the side of caution there, so that you know, we're putting you in a program that we know you can take advantage of. And I think that's the difference with us. You know, if you walk into again, some of the bigger banks, you know, they're going to give you one program, and with us, you know, I'm going to give you multiple options if they're available. So.
Right. Well, and what a lot of people don't realize, and I think you need to realize, and this isn't in every case, but a lot of what we've seen is, you know, if you're able to refi or your house on a higher rate, with home values still staying up and interest rates being down, we've seen a number of people be able to come in, refi, keep their payment the same or lower, and get a swimming pool.
Yeah. Yeah. Effectively, you're you're lowering your first lien to take advantage of obviously the rates, but to cover the cost of the pool. So, if we can save you $300 or $400 a month on your first, and you add a $300 or $400 payment in there, even a $400 or $500 pool payment in there, now your net cost is $100 a month or $150 a month. So, financially, that makes really good sense for most people.
Right. Sounds like a pretty easy decision to me, but really it's with everyone's comfort level and what you're comfortable with. We're not here to push you and upsell you beyond what you're comfortable spending.
Right.
Josh, we have one last question.
Yes.
Mentioned supplier incentives. Can you elaborate on this and quantify?
Yeah. We have the majority of the relationships that we have in this business, be it with vendors, additional captive subs, contractors, our employees, material suppliers. We buy so much with the combined power of our residential, commercial, and our maintenance. As far as the industry goes, we swing a fairly significant stick when it comes to our procurement. So what we've done for our clients, just given the uncertainty of what's out there, we've really spent a lot of time, myself, Eric, as well as our procurement team, working with our lifetime vendors that we've built long-term relationship with to see, just given the current uncertainty, what savings are out there, and any savings that we can negotiate, whether it's in, Hayward Pool Equipment has been wonderful. Our gunite suppliers have been wonderful. Our steel suppliers have been wonderful. Just understanding that in times of uncertainty, we want to do anything to help give incentive to our clients. So when we tell you that you're going to get a price on this swimming pool that you might not get later, it's true. So any of the savings that we're getting, we're passing along directly to our clients. So, so long as someone has a comfort level with the current environment, which we do, I'm sitting out by mine, we're working full tilt, and someone has a willingness to afford the swimming pool, there are significant savings. One other thing that Hayward's that was so kind to bring into us, generally we offer a 3-year parts, labor, and service warranty. So that's everything mechanical on your pad has a 3-year warranty. And we service that warranty in-house with our techs, and our techs don't service or warranty any other swimming pools than our own. We are now able to offer, as of today, a 5-year warranty on your equipment pad. So as things wear and age, whether it's pumps, heaters, some of the more expensive items that are on that equipment pad, that could literally be a savings of thousands and thousands of dollars, not necessarily today, but in years 4 and 5. So, they were kind of gracious enough to offer that to us, as well as some other really significant pricing incentives for our clients. So, the savings are real out there for you, people.
That's all the questions we have.
Well, good. Well, I'll tell you this. I've said it before and I've said it now. I'm just super thankful for everyone that's on our team, for my family, for all of our clients. Not to get on a soapbox, but in such a trying time, really seeing everybody come together has just been unbelievable. And I think Eric will say that with our whole team. We're really thankful to be here. We're really thankful to be in Texas, and we're really thankful for every one of you and all your families, and we just hope you're staying safe. Eric, do you have anything to say there? I'll give you a quick pool shot.
Yeah,
no. I think I'd like to be jumping in that pool right now.
It's 91. Come on over.
I just appreciate you guys. Obviously, if anybody on the call needs one-on-one, if they want to talk or, go over your situation, by all means, reach out to your salesperson or reach out to Eric or Josh and have them, get you in touch with them. So.
Yeah, Craig's easy to deal with. He doesn't give you that finance guy feel. He's just a good guy, and we worked with him for a long time. You know, I've done personal business with him, both within the pool and outside the pool business. So, you know, he's a great member of our team. We've got a great team internally and our external partners, and we just love to take care of people.
Appreciate
We
that.
care. Thank you, guys. Well, if there's no more questions, once again, thank you to everybody, and had a great time. Look forward to speaking with you further and helping you any way we can. Have a great day, everybody. Be safe.